Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Jessica.
Bow your heads, if you will. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for this beautiful fall weather. We are so grateful to be residents of Cannon Township. Please guide us with all the decisions we make and let this be a wonderful meeting. Amen.
Amen. Nancy.
Jim,
Here.
Cy,
Here.
Henry,
Here.
Jessica,
Here.
Steve,
Here.
Todd,
Here.
David.
Here.
All present.
All right. Motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and supported. Any amendments or anything to the agenda? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. I need a motion to approve the minutes of August
So moved.
11, August 11, 2025.
So moved. Support with change.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the minutes, in my motion from to approve the special land use for Rockford Public Storage, I said that the project goes back to the Planning Commission. That section of that should be struck. When we voted to approve the site plan that the Planning Commission had already approved.
Okay, with that change, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. All right. Approval of bills 19,411 through 437 and EFT 873 through 878.
So moved.
Support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. David, Treasurer's Report.
Yeah, our fund balances were in good shape. Under the general fund, you'll see 4 million and some change. Out of that 4 million, $1 million will be dispersed to various entities, Kent County, Rockford Public Schools, Rockford Debt, so on and so forth. So 3 million will remain, and there'll be $1 million going out the door on the 28th of August.
But there's going to be more coming in.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Good. Public comment. It says related only to agenda items, but if you have something you really want to say, I don't.
If you have public comment, we want to come up and get the microphone here from me. Our portable one isn't working, so hold it to your mouth like a rock star, and it'll.
And when you're done, you can just drop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary
Like-
Scherzer, 6763 Knowcrest.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I was here, I gave the board a copy of a church and some other organizations that had done solar. And somebody asked, maybe it might have been Todd, but someone asked about if that reimbursement via elective pay tax was still available. And I emailed the person that runs that program, and she emailed me back and sent me some information and said that the program is still going, and definitely if any
Thank you.
entity is interested, I have some for everybody, that they probably should try and move on it before the end of the year.
Okay.
And then I copied part of what she sent to me, but there's a link if you want further information. One additional thought that I had is with the new building that at the Ballk Park, that might be something to consider with solar, because that's just my understanding is the architect is just designing that now, so could hopefully think about adding solar into that process for the design for that building.
Okay. Thank you. Who's next? Just set it down.
Just
there.
set it there on the bottom so it doesn't roll off.
Anybody? Does she need to turn that off or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
You can mute it. So
good.
Yeah.
it's nice to have somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah. All right. Good. All right. Nobody else? Nobody? Okay, good. All right. Okay. Pending business. First thing up is we need to set a public hearing for the proposed bulk family park. The date we're going to look at doing that is going to be September 8, which is our next board meeting after this.
Next board meeting.
Right? Yeah.
The September 8th
Right.
meeting has been noticed out front
Mhm.
and in the square. So I make a motion we set the public hearing for September 8th.
Support?
Support.
All right. Before we vote on that, I just want to let people know because I got a couple of calls. I talked to this issue before, but basically, the county was unable to do the bulk family park, and we found this out over several years. Then we reached out to the bulk family and said, "How about if we just do it?" And so they said, "Sure." So we are. But we think the board has to vote on this. What's going to happen on the 8th is going to be the presentation of a memorandum of understanding between the county and the township that will enable us to get going the next day. And we have the general contractor ready. We have Dykem excavation ready to go. The other development that we're going to be talking about then is that we will not be using bonds because we're going to pay cash for it because we have the money to do it. And I talked to our accountant and I also talked to our auditor, and they said that it was either way would have been fine, but the way Canon does things is we pay as we go and we can afford to do it. And so the other thing I did was I had our bond guy, Warren Kramer, send me a printout of what our payments would be, even though we get a very, very good rate because we're at a minimum double A plus rating. If we borrowed $5 million to do the park, we would over 20 years pay a total back of $7.5 million. And so we're not going to do that.
No.
So we're going to pay cash for this as we go, and we're going to start with assuming the board approves this memorandum of understanding, we're going to start with the capital improvement fund. And we've got people like Bill Mast and Robert Andrus from our township. Bill's runs Visser Brothers Construction, and he generously has agreed to do this at no profit, right? And which is amazing. I mean, we have the generosity of the Balks. We have the generosity of people like Bill Mast and Robert Andrus.
Robert's made the same agreement too. He's
Yeah.
No profit.
Yeah. And so this is a real township thing, and it's going to be a community thing. And Cy's going to work on fundraising, but we are prepared to pay for this. And we have, I think you all will support this, very strict time frames, right? That we're not going to, right?
It's kind of an understatement.
It'll be
Is it? Yeah, it's pretty aggressive.
It's very aggressive.
And we're going to come in under budget, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, but I talked to our financial accountant and the auditor, and the finances that we have. We are prepared to do this thing, and we think that it will be $4 million or under.
Under.
And it's going to be, yeah. And so, but that's the ceiling that we set. And so these guys will come under that because we always do. So anyway, that's that. Mark Radius called me today and wanted me to allay some fears of your folks over at the condos. The park is not going to be baseball fields or softball fields or soccer fields and all. It's going to be a park that the county designed with the input from the Balks that we were kind of involved with. And it's going to be a building. It's going to be disc golf. It's going to be natural paved trails, basically just mowed throughout the place. A lot of the trees are going to be saved. Some will have to go just because it's going to be a park and the road and whatever. But our engineers that do the parks, they are saving as many trees as they can. And there's going to be a couple of outdoor classrooms, and there's going to be an overlook deck, a wooden deck or some kind of composite deck that's going to overlook the thing. One of the benefits of doing this, we found out, was that we're going to be able to save money by running our elections out of this building, and that
Over 21,000 a year.
21,000 a year we're going to save by running elections out of this building. So Jim has figured with the size of the building that we're going to have all the precincts there, and we're going to have enough parking for everybody. And so we will save a lot of money doing that. And then we, as I said, we will, as we always do, come in ahead of schedule and under budget. But we plan on starting this the day after September 8th. And that's going to happen, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. So good. So, and you guys want to add anything to this before we vote? I do have
I
to
was
vote.
just going to say that it's fair to say that for the residents of Silver Lake, the basic plans that everyone has seen in the past has not changed. The only thing that's really changed from the original plan is we've changed the building slightly. One, to stay under budget on the building, and two, to make it more conducive for having elections there. So that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're still doing the playground. We're still doing the natural surface playground out there. We're still doing the frisbee golf, the trails through the whole thing. None of that is changing.
The only thing we did add, which I just forgot, I don't know how this slipped my mind. Todd really wanted this, was a 4-acre skateboard cement
No, I didn't.
thing
No, I didn't.
with giant lights on it and a snowmaking machine. So, okay.
Next to the dog.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
It's,
next to the-
it's the only thing that's different about the plan the county put together is we're making it slightly better,
We're going to make it better.
but and less.
They had a
even
nice
less
design.
intrusive, huh?
Not to slight the Kent County. I think they had a beautiful.
No, they did
design.
a beautiful job.
I think
but-
we're just going to do a really nice job because we got a team of Bill Mast and Robert Andrus are going to
Oh,
do
yeah.
amazing work.
And we got Prine and Newhoff
Brian Newhoff.
are doing the project as well. So
Yeah.
we're in very, very good hands.
We have a good team built.
And yeah, so does anybody have any questions on that? We're kind of over with public comment, but yeah, go ahead. Come on up here if you don't mind. Do you have that microphone? Or is it right there?
Kim will turn it back on.
I'm Paul Bristol, 7473 Tillicum Trail. Well, it seems like a lot of decisions have been made on the park. What's the purpose of the public input or the public hearing in 2 weeks if the construction is going to start the next day?
Well, it won't. The board hasn't voted yet on the memorandum of understanding. It is all in place. I don't know what the board's going to do. I'd be surprised if they voted no. But I told the Balks a couple weeks ago, if you let us do this, we're going to do it one way or another. But if the board said no, then it'll go back to the county. But we're going to be ready if the board says yes.
Can I ask a second question?
Of course.
I think what was the budget? 4 million?
Mm-hmm.
You said we had 4 million in the general fund minus 1 million leaves 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to pay 4 million?
Well, there's 2 million in the capital improvement fund.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take from that. And then by the time we get through that, there will be more money in the general fund. And then we will transfer money as we go to build the thing, and we will pay for it.
And one of the things when we talked said the more eyes look at it, we're still open for suggestions, changes, anything that make it better
Mhm.
and less expensive. We don't want to radically change it too much, but the more eyes that look at it, the better it is. The better product we end up with. We don't say, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
no,
wish
and
I would have thought that."
you know, if we had a room full of people and Channel 13 is here and all these people, we don't want this park, it might have a impact on the vote. But we wanted the public to weigh in on it so that people can, number one, the public hearing is twofold. One is to get public input, but also to provide the public with information about what this thing is going to be.
And one other thing, sir. Our annual take on taxes throughout the year is roughly about $4 million. And we have tremendous fund balances as well currently. So paying for it is not going to be an issue.
Well, and I think it's worth mentioning too. It seems like this is going fast, but really this is the same plans we've been working on
for 4
for a
years.
very long time.
The county has.
The county did all the community meetings, and there was several things that Parks and Recs has been looking into. So it's not like this idea came out of nowhere. This is all the public input has already taken the steps. I don't even know all the fun stuff they've been working on, but the plan itself has been in motion for a long time.
And it's really kind of an exciting thing that Mr. Grimm has come up with, because this is kind of setting hopefully a precedence for other government municipalities to do the same thing. So Kent County, nothing against Kent County, they didn't allocate enough funds to really finish the
Well,
park.
the-
So Steve came up with the idea, well, how about we make this a joint venture between Kent County and Cannon Township, and we can kind of work together in collaboration and see this project to fruition rather than let it sit there for another 4 years while they try to figure out to come up with the funding.
That's a good point. So the last conversation had with the county was, my thought was, this can be a template, and I think they agreed, this can be a template for how the county can work with local governments to preserve parklands, to develop parklands, and to maintain them. So the concept is that if we move forward with this, we would do it under the urban cooperation statute, and there'd be an urban cooperation agreement that will spell out what happens here. The moving forward, the concept is that we, as the local government, will build it, and then the county in perpetuity will pay for it, the maintenance of it. Except we have a carve out on this for the building, because what I said to the county was that if we're going to build this with our treasure, then Cannon residents should have the first right to use the building for our events that you all want. And so all the scheduling for events in that building will come through the township. Okay?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. So all those in favor of setting the public hearing for 9/8, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. All right. Oh, Todd, talk us through the Parks and Rec survey.
Yeah. So Prine and Newhoff is guiding us in this process. So many of you have heard it's every 5 years we have to update our master recreation plan. That becomes our roadmap for what we're going to do in the future, where we're going to spend the dollars, what we're going to develop, that kind of stuff. So Matt Lewandowski is here from Prine and Newhoff, and he's been very instrumental in helping us with this survey. It closed yesterday. I think you're probably up till 2, 3 in the morning, I'm sure, doing all this analysis, but he somehow amazingly got it all done so that he could present it at the Park and Rec meeting prior to this meeting. And then he's going to present the findings again today. Or this meeting, I mean.
Yeah, thank you again for having me here. Like you said, this is part of a bigger process, right? To update your 5-year rec plan that allows you to be eligible for grants, whether you choose to apply for them or not. But it's just a way to guide the community in moving forward with your Parks and Rec. And so survey is an important way to reach out to figure out what does the community say they need each 5 years, right? There can be changes to that. So you might find a trend that we found there's new activities. We've all seen pickleball take off, and that's been apparent in lots of surveys, not just your community, but across the state, country. So I'm going to quick do a high-level survey summary. We do have the full detailed PDF of all the comments and all that if you guys would like. I'm sharing this with Todd. He's going to be able to probably make that available to the board if you guys would like to see the details on it. But we also will be posting a high-level summary on the website too for the residents to kind of get a high-level summary of it. So with that, we can go ahead and switch to the next slide here. So the survey was a 20-question survey. We did make some edits to the previous survey 5 years ago to kind of bring it up to speed with what your needs are today. It was open to the public for 24 days, and you got a very good response from it. So people had the opportunity to basically use a QR code or a link on the website, or a Facebook page. It was very readily available, as well as being available here in the office to take by paper. If you would like to go ahead and switch the slide here. We had 396 responses, and 1,391 comments were collected through the survey. So in terms of 5-year rec plan surveys, this is a very good turnout. I think the community really came out and said that we wanted to talk about what you guys want to do. 85% of the respondents live in Cannon Township. Unfortunately, we can't restrict it to just people in this area, but that's a very high percentage also of people who live here. So we feel good about the results of the survey representing your community. And a majority of the people who took it, 24% was the highest category, was 11 to 20, have lived here for 11 to 20 years. So these are residents that live here, have invested their time and resources here, and want to say what they wanted to say about the parks. 96% of respondents were in favor of improving existing parks and trails. It's not a big surprise. People love parks, and they want to see you guys continue to take care of them, continue to maintain them, improve them, because it improves quality of life. And 91% of residents said we're willing to tell you guys to go another step higher. Let's go ahead and expand our parks. Let's go ahead and let's look at new properties to expand parks. We didn't get into immense details what that meant to each person, but conceptually, people love parks. And in fact, the next point there would be that they've been very happy with how you guys have maintained things, with a 51% rated good, 37% rated excellent. So that's and the 88% saying that you guys are doing a fantastic job taking care of your parks. So kudos to you guys for that. The majority of the people who took the survey were between the ages of 35 and 44.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you. Can you hold the microphone close to your lips? People can't hear it online.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, for those online, I'll just do a really speed summary of what you may have missed. But there was a great turnout to their survey, and the majority of people in the township are in favor of continuing to support parks through new acquisitions, through improving existing parks. And we feel that the survey does represent the community. So we'll get into more details, specific improvements on some upcoming slides. Pretty commonly found here, 35% would like to continue to be notified through social media. That number keeps growing each year, as you would expect. And this is kind of an interesting statistic that 45% of respondents have a child under 18 in their home, which is actually quite a high percentage. So you've got a pretty broad, diverse group of people who are using your parks. I'll try to go quickly through this, again, because all the details will be available. This question kind of looks at where are you people visiting parks. Top 5 highlights, again, not just Cannon Township parks, but number 1 was Townsend Park, 2 is your trail system here, 3 was the Cannonburg ski area, 4 was Pickerel Lake Park, and 5 was Luton Park. So I think from what we've heard, that's pretty expected in terms of what parks are people using. And there's another list of parks there you can see that came down just outside of the top 5, including the pickleball courts here at the Township Hall, the playgrounds, Bostwick Lake. Okay, next slide, please. Why people are visiting? We've found that most people are visiting because it's close to their home. Access is still a really big indicator of people's satisfaction. Having parks close to their home is important. People want to be in natural settings where it's quiet and peaceful and safe. They like to be able to have fun and be active. And I think as many of us feel, getting off our phones, out of our cars, off the road, into natural spaces does a wonder for the soul. And I think this survey represents that parks are a place for people who want to get away from it, I guess you'd say. Go ahead, next slide. If given the option, which of the following opportunities would you choose to participate in? So this kind of I wanted to highlight this slide because it just really shows, where the interest is in specific activities. And so what we found was, and this is common in many surveys across the state that we've done, is trails. In fact, the top 3 results are trails. Number 1 is paved trails. Number 2 is hiking and hiking and non-paved trails. And number 3 was mountain biking trails. And then following that would be canoe and kayak, as well as, and this is kind of a little bit of a unique one, I'd say, but people would love to be able to participate in festivals and concert venues. And then we have playgrounds, swimming, and picnicking. So not to go through all the list there, but those are kind of the highlights of kind of the things people are looking to do in the community. So you've been providing lots of trails. That's a big win. I'd say, as we'll see here in this next question, what are some things we can do to improve the parks? Or how can we give people something more to do? Question 14 was related specifically to the site, just to how can we utilize this site better here at the Township Hall? And so we asked the people to give us additional feedback. This question in particular asked them of certain activities, which ones would be very desirable.
Can we give a little more context on that, Matt? Do you mind? So we're
Yes,
talking about the
thank you.
Township Center. For those that are maybe listening online or here, we're talking about all of this property. So we have a multi-use green space back here. We've got a lot of woods. We've got, how do we use this space that we own here?
Yes. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Trying to go quick. Yeah, specifically looking at this site, well, how could we better use it for recreation? And so, again, we looked at very desirable, somewhat desirable, slightly, or not desirable. And so lower numbers are better on this one. So based on the weighted average score, most people wanted to see this kept as multi-purpose green space. Number 2 was playground expansion. Number 3 was a community center. Number 4 was large rental or picnic shelter. Number 5 was pump track. Number 6 was disc golf. And then at the bottom of the list here, things they did not prefer to see would be solar array, basketball courts, or a cemetery. So conceptually, people are saying, I think, they like what we have. Let's make some improvements to the playground. And let's find ways to just add a little more value for the people, but maybe not make massive changes. So I think that if you look really closely on there, the highest percentages of very desirable and somewhat desirable are tied to, again, playground was 33% very desirable. Multi-purpose green space, which can serve lots of different functions, was 27%. And then on the reverse end of it, the highest kind of negative was the cemetery at 77%, and basketball courts. So there is a whole lot more data behind this question and a follow-up question, which was where we asked the public, what else do you want to do here? It was just an open-ended question, so we have a whole lot more detail that we could provide you if you wanted to see all of the answers of all the fun ideas people could come up with for the site. But this generally kind of shows what people were preferring.
Are we putting this on our website?
We are.
Good.
So Matt's going to send a summary, basically the takeaways of the survey. We're going to put that out in the public. The full survey will be in the master plan when that's made public. Everybody can see everything,
Okay.
Any questions?
including comments.
No, are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? No? All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for letting me provide an update.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, leave the microphone up here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's our only one, so good. Thank you. All right. Do you have anything to add to that?
I was just going to say, I guess it's not a surprise, but it is nice to see the overwhelming support for, was it 97% of the residents in Cannon Township want to see us continue to expand our parks and improve the parks. So I guess it was 97 are in favor of the parks, and 92 or 91%, whatever it was, is in favor of making more acquisitions and buying more parks. So
the timing of this, what we're going to do on September 8th is actually
we'll see on September 8th, but if all signs are, I think it's going to go really well.
Good. All right. Go ahead. And you didn't have anything? What? Okay. All right. Well, that's that. No action on that, right? Okay. So we have number 3 is minor revisions to the Bella Wood ordinance. We can do this not administrative. We have to vote on this, but I'll make a motion that we do the following 2 minor amendments to the Bella Woods ordinance. Number 1 is section 2A. We're adding the language except for areas. This has to do with the no disturb and green space, except for areas required for utility installation, street design, grading, detention, and retention, which are part of the plans, or other areas of dead or diseased trees that are endangering the property. And the second one is under 2D, which is the date of the plan the Township Board approved is June 6th of 2025. Those are the only 2.
Can I add one?
Go ahead.
So under section 2E, where he's talking about the 8-foot paved trail coming in, their verbiage here isn't specific. So it says it comes in the south side of the lot 61 to connect with Somerset Meadow property. Then it says, in addition, an 8-foot path will also head west on Grass Lake Drive. They skipped over that whole section on Zebulon Drive. So I would add a section in there that says continue north along, but not on Zebulon Drive. And then would run west.
Is that part of their plan?
It is. I've got the plan with me if you want to see it.
Well, I don't think we need it as a part of the motion, because otherwise we have to go back to the developer to put it in the motion. And then
Yeah, and it's going to go back to the planning commission. This
Okay.
is just the ordinance.
I just caught this today. So however we handle that, that's something that we should put in there though. Because otherwise what it'll do, I don't want them to terminate that trail onto Zebulon Drive and then pick it back up again on grass.
Well, the plan, well,
So that you got to ride down the road is what my concern is.
well, it shows it on the plan, right?
Well, it kind of does and kind of doesn't. That's why I want it in writing.
well, I'm not sure that would, well, I think we better stay with these two.
Okay.
Because I got the legal opinion that these are minor.
See the trail there
Mm-hmm.
and the trail here. So, but it's hard to tell when you look at this because there's no distinction here. So he has it going here, does not, the Zebulon Drive. This is your grass lake here. This is where they're talking about going north. They don't have that section there.
So it's going to be in the street.
That's what I'm concerned about. It was never our agreement to put it in the street. Our agreement was always to put it in the front yards here going down.
It's not going on the street, but that, what does that show right there? Does that show?
The way this is worded right here, it would appear if I didn't know this plan or I didn't talk to Eastbrook Homes that it would sound like it terminates right here on Zebulon Drive until it runs north on here.
That doesn't show the trail
It doesn't show the
at
trail.
all in there. And this is the June 21 plan. I think we need to table it till we get that identified.
Well, we can approve this and we can come back with another minor amendment. But hang on, the development will include the construction of an 8-foot. Where's that thing? Give me that. Okay.
Runs north here,
Mm-hmm.
Zebulon Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Then they don't talk about it again until this is grass lake here. So you can see they have this clearly marked as 8-foot path, that clearly 8-foot path, but they do not show the 8-foot path along here or here to connect to that.
Yeah, but I thought, well, that is for the planning commission, I think. This is the access from our property and from this property. That's how they're getting into the property. This, the final on this is going to be up to the planning commission.
Okay.
Yeah. But they've already talked about where it's going to go. I don't know why it's not.
However, I just don't want, I want to make sure that's not missed. So in other words, if we approve this, I want them to come back and go, this is what we approved and nothing in there in writing, so it's got to work. So how do we do that?
I'll second Jim's.
Well, all right, hang on a minute.
I'll support Jim to table it to fix this.
Okay, we can table it. That's fine.
Sorry to throw a wrench in things.
Oh yeah, it sounds like.
Can you explain F too? I don't know what F means, and you're my best lawyer person to ask.
Well, that F just means that the individual property owners will record. They will consent to the recording of an appropriate instrument that give notice of the restrictions on the zoning, which is the no disturbed.
Okay.
Keep the trees in place so that it runs with the land forever. So nobody that comes in later will be surprised that they can't cut the trees down.
Okay.
Okay.
What do we have for rules in there about cutting trees down? I mean, is there any teeth in that agreement at all? And how is that going to be enforced?
Well, this all this is to change the zoning so they can do this. This is not the final site plan.
Okay.
That's comes.
Yeah,
from
that's
planning
why.
commission.
That's why that doesn't. We can table this. That's fine, but that doesn't. That's not really part of the site plan. I mean, that's not part of this. This is just an ordinance to. It's conditional rezoning request. That's all this is,
Okay.
to allow them to do this. So that's why they just wanted this. So the conditions of the rezoning are the no disturb, which they've clarified here, and then the applicable date of it. But the details of that's for the planning commission.
I get that, but why would you put that much detail in it if it doesn't matter?
Steve,
It
can the planning and zoning take this up without this being passed?
no, we've already passed it. We've already passed this. right? We've passed the ordinance. The ordinance has been passed. They just wanted these two minor amendments. That's all. That it's just that they just want to make sure that nobody says when the utilities come in that they don't get in trouble for because the utility says we got to put a utility here. That's all that is. It's just right of ways for that, and that they want to be able to cut down dead and diseased trees. What you're doing right there is going to start getting into the final site plan.
Okay. Which planning commission is going to do?
That's what that's exactly what they're going to do, and they know that there's and part of the negotiation was there's going to be a trail through there, and all this. See, this was already in what we passed.
Right.
There's no we already voted on this. This is done, and all this is to change this. We can't go back and redo.
I get it. So I will rescind my my amendment, as long as the planning commission and Jess's
they absolutely
group will make sure that's in there so we can
Yes.
capture it.
So you're saying we already did this resolution? It was just the two minor changes.
Yeah.
So we already missed this part where
We did.
needing to add the term.
Clearly,
we didn't miss it. It wasn't part of it because that's going to go to the planning commission. All this is an ordinance to basically allow them to do whatever the planning commission is going to require them to do.
Okay.
Right. And what we worked out with them was the number of lots, the sanitary sewer, which was the key thing, that the whole thing is going to be all 68 units on sewer, which we talked about, and individual water wells, and a maximum of 68 lots. And then the development will conclude construction of an 8-foot trail from the entrance on the south side that will connect to Somerset Meadows property. And then when you go to the other side to connect to the township, that's all this talks about. They just have to lay out where they're going to connect the property to the trail, because that was one of our requirements.
Okay.
That's all that is. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
Steve,
you still
is
want
that
to
a motion?
No.
What?
Did you make a motion?
Jim made his motion. Okay, so let's try this again. Does somebody want to make a motion that we approve the minor amendments?
I make a motion, we approve the minor amendments.
All right. Is there support?
Support.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so it's we've already approved it. This is just those two tiny. That's
I get
why.
it.
See, otherwise we would have had to gone through another
Public hearing.
and
I
this
get
is a minor amendment that the attorney said we can just do
Yeah.
this way.
You see what I'm after. So we just
You're after the trail,
I want to make sure we capture it and nobody comes
which
back
is
later.
why we said to them that's what's going to happen.
Right.
So then it will. It will.
I know. It will.
But
Without a
yeah,
doubt.
we just can't start doing the final site plan because then we tread on the planning commission. Okay, that was way harder than it needed to be. Okay. Next, where are we even? Okay. Jim, grant award.
Okay, the Michigan Municipal Clerks Association came up with $1 million in possible grants to townships and cities to be able to improve accessibility to ADA. And we applied for a grant. The maximum grant is $10,000. And we applied for a grant to put a service door at the end of the cupola driveway. So as you come in, you walk under that roof in fall and winter. It collects leaves, collects snow, ice in there. So this will be a automatic door that as you walk up to it will open up and you can walk in and not have any of that stuff. Our grant has been approved for $10,000. The quote on the project was $16,800 and
$16,892.
correct. So I make a motion, we approve the $66,892 addition to install an automatic door at the front of the building.
I will second it.
Support? Oh, you did. All those in favor say aye.
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 Wait. There's a question before we vote. Go ahead.
With that automatic door, is Is that never going to be locked? Because we have
No, that door will always be open
perfect.
because we have to get to the drop box. People have to pay their taxes,
Mhm.
do their voting and whatever. So that door will just be there to protect the area from elements.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, can we vote now?
Yep.
All those in favor say aye.
I
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, so you just did K2 as well,
That was
right?
1 and 2. Yep.
All right, Todd, you want volunteers?
I'm going to defer this to Cy because Cy and I are working together on this project, and he really is coordinating volunteers. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right.
So September 30th is the centennial party at Townsend Park to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the park, and we are looking for volunteers to help out with the event. Anything from parking, photographers, food service. There's a whole list of things that we need help with. We will post it on the website, probably on Facebook, just get the word out there for getting some help for this event. So if you're interested or know anybody that's interested, we'd really appreciate your help to make this happen. Anything else to add, Todd, for that?
I think you nailed it.
Okay.
Thank you.
That it? All right. Henry.
Yeah, I had one of our residents come to me with this suggestion, and so I'm presenting it. I'm going to ask Mary to come up here and explain it better.
Mary Scherzer again. As part of Team Canon, we came up with several suggestions of things that we thought would be helpful for the township, and we shared them with Henry. And one of them was to do programs supporting veterans in the township. What our thought was that we could have one of two things. I mean, it's pretty fluid what it would be, but one thought was having a veteran support group come and have just a meeting, just a overview kind of thing of the services they have to offer. Another thought was, or set up one-to-one meetings with veterans and their family members. And I located a group Henry, do you have the name of the group? West Michigan Veterans Coalition, sorry. But I've spoke with someone from there. They are willing to come to the township and do whatever we would like. The one-on-ones that I was thinking about, and they also thought about, is veterans, their family members could come in and meet with their trained people that help navigates veteran issues and things through the VA, meet one-on-one and discuss how they could be assistance, and or do like just a general meeting, like overview sort of thing of ways that this group could help veterans and their families in the township of various. And they're experienced in working on things like housing, employment, education, just general quality of life, health issues. I was sort of familiar from them when I worked as a social worker, and they're really good. They get results for the veterans. So this was a suggestion that Team Canon had that might be something that would be of value to the township and the township veterans.
Can I ask a question? Just to qualify, are you suggesting that we just make space available for this to happen? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing is allowing this space. And
Okay.
maybe promoting it on social media.
Would you just be looking for events posted or like more information about
to
it?
promote the event on the township webpage, and to provide a meeting space, possibly maybe like the fire department training center or somewhere like that.
Well, this time next year we'll have a nice building they can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope that we could do something before a year from now, especially since this group is willing to do it. And I hate to put a group that's willing to do this, put them off for a year.
Sure.
Because that, first of all, it's not very nice if you ask somebody, but second of all, things could change.
Mary, is there any costs we're going to incur at all?
No.
Okay.
Just the expense of using the room.
Which is nothing. We
Yeah.
have the room sitting there. So
Go ahead.
Well, the only thing I'm saying is I don't know if this is a motionable item or if it's just something in general we ask if anybody objects to it.
Well, I don't think that I don't think that it requires a motion right now. I think right now it sounds to me like it's just a concept. But one thing I hate to, I mean, I'm a big proponent for veterans, right? We do the MIA stuff every year, but that I think we have to look into whether or not we can promote a group, uh, because then we run into what groups do we say no to? This is a tremendous cause, I get,
No, I see that.
right?
That's a
You know,
legitimate-
Like our duck race.
like your duck race, exactly right.
What we could do is we could just as a board decide that we would make space available for the group. And then the group, I'm sure, has their own Facebook pages. and ways of
That
promoting
is
it.
absolutely no problem.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
no problem.
That's good.
Absolutely. Yes. 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 Good. Okay, good.
I might,
No problem.
might add to what Mary pointed out that 22 veterans a day commit suicide. And if we can prevent one in the local community, I know of 3 that have committed suicide.
Really?
Some that I went to school with and some earlier. But yeah, it's an issue with vets in our society.
Well, we will support it however legally we can. No problem with that whatsoever.
Are you that I should go ahead and set it up?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Any questions about scheduling or whatever, get with me or somebody in the office.
Okay. All right. We got an email from Michael Myers. Anybody want to comment on that?
Yeah, I can comment on that a little bit. So, Mr. Myers lives right next to Bostwick Lake Park, and he is always diligent about letting us know when things need to be addressed. So, there's several things that he listed in his bullet points, some of which are a little exaggerated, but some are on point. So, one, for instance, we have a service that mows that grass, and what they're doing is not removing the weeds. So he called us out on that, and we own it. There are some weeds that need to be removed. So Blake, our maintenance person, went there and took care of it. In fact, Mr. Myers happened to be there today when he was doing it and was very appreciative of the work. I'm hearing third hand anyways. I don't know. There was somebody that talked to him.
I talked to him.
You talked. Yeah.
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 He was very happy other than that little strip on the north edge.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So that was that we took care of. There was let's see here. The handicap accessible porta potty was something he mentioned. So when we built that surround there, originally we did have a large porta potty in there. Before I was on the facilities committee, actually, Jim Ellis changed vendors. And do you want to speak to this at all?
Sure. About a year and a half ago, we switched suppliers because we were paying an awful lot for the handicap accessible porta potty in there and at the trailhead at Sunfish Lake. Talking to the plumber's person, the one we have is an extra large. It's not handicap accessible, but if you wheel up a wheelchair to it, you can get in it, and it has the same structure. It just doesn't have the you can't drive a wheelchair in it, but it also has the urinal in the side, which for gentlemen makes it a little easier. The price difference from $300 each down to $120 each amounts to $2,160 a year that we're saving on the porta johns. And in a year and a half, I haven't had a single complaint. I mean, it is possible that somebody would want to go buy in a wheelchair or get in there, but you can get in with crutches. You can get in if you're got a lung or dumb foot like I do, but it's not restrictive. It's not like it's got a little 2-foot door that you got to crawl through. So
That's the way I do it.
we looked at the economics of it and
Good.
saved some money.
And I think you've said it, Jim. If anyone ever has a disability or a challenge that would prefer to see that, then that's money well spent.
Yep.
Spend
Right.
that money. But until then, in a year and a half, we haven't heard anything. So
Oh, good. There you go.
We haven't had a single complaint.
Single complaint.
Okay.
So
What else?
next thing on his list was he was suggesting we stain or seal the wood. That wood is actually treated lumber, so it's in great shape. I know John's here from Boswick Lake Association. Do you want to add anything to that, John? I think maybe you looked at it today. Don't mean to put you on the spot. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're already up. I know it's a chore, but
John Wangler, 6911 Goldenrod, President, Boswick Lake Association.
the Bostwick one.
Thank you, Steve. The Boswick Lake Association. Yeah, I and the Parks Committee for the association looked at it and found it to be in pretty good condition. Todd found some additional things that even we didn't see. I agree with the wood. We appreciate the township not only keeping the park last year, but taking such good care of it. And and obviously it's an asset that we want it to look good, with the homes around the lake as well. So I'm with the 88% of the people that approve of the work that's being done by the Parks Department, and I think Todd's got a good plan going forward. I'm sure he'll add a little bit more to that, and so we did talk about it, did follow through on the letter, and we'll continue to function as a liaison between the broader community and the Parks Department.
Perfect.
We appreciate that.
Perfect.
Thank you, John.
Do you think the deck needs to be retreated? I helped, my son and I did that 2 years ago. We put the stuff down to treat the wood. It's not stained, but it just seals the wood. Does that need to be done again?
Not in my opinion, not yet.
Okay.
So I mean, I wish my deck looked that good right now. So, but yeah, I think
Let us know when you're doing. We'll ask for volunteers.
Okay. All right, we'll do. Thanks.
Well,
Thank you,
excellent.
Can I just add, I love how you guys saved the old historic sign, even though you redid the park. Like, I love how you pay the respects to keeping that old sign. It's really, really special.
Thank you.
Good. All right. Committee reports. Who has one?
I've got one.
Go ahead.
There was Kent County Parks. We've been talking about this for the last several meetings. They were doing a public hearing on Wednesday to reveal the plans for the Grand River Greenway, which is a paved multi-use trail that's coming through Cannon Township. They called me and asked if they could postpone that meeting. So if you're planning on attending on Wednesday, don't, because you might be the only one in the room. But as soon as that gets rescheduled, I will let everybody know. And that was on Kent County Parks. So
Good. What else? Anything?
Yes, Youth Summer Lingo Bingo ends Labor Day weekend, so make sure to encourage kids to get their cards in before the end of the week to the fire department.
I have one on roads. Our roads this year, we paved the east side of Boswick Lake roads, and then we did crush and repave on Blakely. We came under budget by $47,000. And so the county has asked if we would like to add Eldred, because the Eldred was going to be on next year, and that 47 will cover our portion of doing a crush and repave on Eldred. And so I would like permission to tell the county yes it's just reallocating money that's already
Well, it's already in your budget, right? I
Yeah.
do what? Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. No
It's
problem.
not going to go over budget for the right.
Nope.
Okay. So,
Okay.
any other committees? Sewer committee, kind of a sewer committee thing. The North Kent Sewer Authority was advised that the state is going to issue a permit, and they already told us we will not like it because we can't comply with it, because they want us to remove all the PFAS that enters the facility, even though the facility adds none to the PFAS when it goes to the river. So the state, in effect, still wants us to solve their problem at $30 million to our ratepayers. By the way, Cannon contributes 0 PFAS to that. Most of it's in Rockford for obvious reasons. And so right today, I have the 2 attorneys. We have one attorney, Doug Donnell, who has an approach in mind administratively. The concept is he thinks you have to exhaust the administrative remedies before you can sue the state. The other attorney, Doug Van Essen, And the reason I wanted both of them is because they rarely agree. And so we're going to get them to agree. And then we know we're right. But Van Essen wants to go right to federal court. So they're working on that. Then I'm going to meet with them week after next to just present to the North Kent Sewer Authority exactly what the plan is going to be. But my thing is we've kicked it down the road far enough that we might as well just get to it one way or another, which we will. Interestingly, the federal government came out, the EPA came out with a directive that said, for it's not a direct comparison, but by analogy, it is apt. And that is that in situations like this, the government, the federal government, cannot pin the remedy on the innocent treatment facility. I mean, we're just accepting the sewage. We don't add to it, and they're making us clean it up. So that's one reason I think Van Essen wants to go to the federal court. The federal court, I'm sorry, the federal EPA has declined to come after us. They're fine, but the state decided they're going to. So I'm going to keep you all posted on that as that goes on, but it is worth the attorney fees on that, because if we don't prevail, we will have to spend $30 million as an authority, even though the residents of Cannon had zero involvement in it, because of it's all I is what it is. Because, right, Henry, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, we cured a lot of our I here.
Yeah, we have, because of the work we've been doing on our sewer system, starting with the north side of Silver Lake years ago. Our I is almost zero, and no PFAS. Rockford has a pretty porous system, and so we're going to have to hold the authority together, but we're also going to make sure that the people of Cannon don't pay for a problem they had nothing to do. What we're going to end up doing, state doesn't know it yet, but I really think what the result of this is going to be is that it's the right question, but the wrong entity asking it. Because when we were going over this, I told the attorneys, just ask the state, what are they going to do to clean up their water before it gets to us? Because since it's groundwater, that is waters of the state, and it's coming to us with PFAS in it. They did not like that question, I will say. So we'll see what happens. But that's what we're doing to them. All right, that's my update. One other thing. Well, all right. Any other committee updates? Nobody? Oh, yeah, I'll do that. All right, let's do this. All right, let's do comments by board members. I'll start before I forget. So you had a question about the money, right? And the thing is, I talked to David, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. Our summer taxes are due September 15th, right? So when all is said and done, when the schools are paid, when everything is paid that we have to pay out, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but the accountant said we should be at about 4.5. Yeah, so we will be able to afford this park. And I would remind everybody that there will be no assessments. There's not going to be any tax increases by us. And last year that we actually cut our taxes that we have responsibility over. And so we're showing everybody that you can do this. You can cut taxes, you can build parks, you can pay cash, do it all without any, and I promise you this, there will be no diminution in any services, right? And we'll be under budget. All right, who's next?
I just wanted to thank everyone who came out for Oak Cannon Kids Rock, especially our board members for supporting it. We had about 100 people there, 65 rocks, had a great news story. So thank you so much to our community. It was a lot of fun.
Anybody else? Anybody? No? All right. Extended public comment. Anybody have anything? Come on up.
Yes. Hi, Rita Proctor, 7860
Hello.
Silver Hills Drive. Just 3 quick things based on the conversation today. The first was I was glad to see in the survey that the Botswick Lake Park was very popular. That place saved me numerous times my sanity this summer with my kids.
Oh, good.
It's just really nice to have that access. So I think it was like going to be sold at some point. So it's nice that it's still here and available for those of us not.
We were frustrated at the time. We're not ever.
Well, I'm glad that it didn't get sold, and it sounds like it's continuing.
Wrangler saved us from that frustration. So no,
The
that's good.
second thing was the $4 million budget for the park.
Mhm.
If I'm misremembering, possibly it seemed like the last meeting it was like $1 million bond, and now it's a $4 million vote. You don't have to explain it to me now. I'm just wondering, like, in the next 2 weeks, would it be possible if we're posting about this public
Mhm.
hearing, if it could kind of have like a rough breakdown of like what those costs are and what's
Mhm.
being donated and what the township is
Paying.
paying,
Mhm.
would be really helpful.
We can do that. I can tell you right now if you want just a thumbnail.
Well, it's not. I'm asking for myself, but I think also maybe
Well, people.
others who might be interested. I mean, I feel like a lot of people might not even know about the public hearing in time, and it would be helpful to just have that information without making them dig around the past minutes and things like that.
Yeah, we can do that. We can put that basically. I'll just tell you, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong. We think the building is going to be at 2 about, right? He'll get it under that.
Hopefully less.
He'll get under that. That's 2. We've already, by the way, saved money without even starting with the Dykema, right?
Like on the road, yeah.
That's exciting. Yep.
So the bid that came in for, and we'll put this all on there, but the bid that came in for the road and the parking lot was 1.3 million, and then that's a state road, but the county got involved, the road commission, and Jim's been working with them, and we found that there was an assumption in the bid that was incorrect. So we're saving about 200 just on the material, the dirt. So we've already saved 200. And then we think that's going to go down even more because the county is also working with MDOT to lessen the restrictions by keeping the road very safe. But this is typical of some governments, but they started with a plan, and then MDOT went and they said, no, you got to do this, you got to crown this, you got to do this. And then the bid was based on all that. And then when MDOT started looking at it again, they went back to the original plan, which what they all started with, and that's less even. Couple hundred. So that's going to be on it. But what our thinking is, we've got about 2 million for the building, and then we've got, let's say it was 1.3, but $1 million for the road. There's 3. The playground that's going to go over there is about what, 4?
4.5.
That'll be less, but it's going to be really good. It's going to be very nice. And then we have the disc golf. So we're getting prices for all this. So what we decided to do, and what we're going to explain, is we're setting a ceiling of 4. That may mean that we have to phase things in or whatever. We're not going to go over budget, but assuming that budget is a reasonable budget, anything else that we don't have, we will raise money for. We're going to do fundraising.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it would just be great to have that available for people to take a look at. And I'm a huge fan of more parks.
Yeah, we can do that.
Parks, but I just think that information would be really helpful.
Yep.
And to the point about the disc golf, I thought it was interesting in the survey that was actually kind of not a popular one out of the list that people were interested in.
Surprised me too.
And so I was just curious, as kind of a follow-up question to mine last week is like, are you taking some of those survey findings into account as we think about, does it make sense to have disc golf in there? Does it make sense to maybe do some other types of trails? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not a question that needs.
Now, wait a minute, though.
I can answer that though. I would tell you 100% that going forward, anything Cannon Township does, we're going to be looking at those surveys to help. It's our roadmap. It tells us what the public wants. Now, when it comes to Kent County, that was designed by Kent County. So we're in a position where we're kind of stepping in and helping them finish the project with funding. So it's really, they laid the ground rules or the groundwork to say that this is all going to be the Frisbee golf area and so forth.
Did you get a price on an estimate for the disc golf
Not yet.
We're working on it.
Not yet.
Do we have any idea?
No.
None?
No.
Well, I have a question because we haven't started construction yet, right?
No.
It's a good point because if we get this survey and nobody really cares about having disc golf here, right?
Yeah. Number
one, we could maybe find a way that would be more in line with the survey, right? That just what our people want, right? And I don't know how many. What was the disc? How many people wanted disc golf?
I don't have those numbers in front of me.
No.
And he left.
Yeah,
Matt left. Oh, let's look at that.
it scored fairly low, and not at the bottom, but the bottom third. Yeah.
I know, Mr. and Mrs. Balk. Was there a? Do you remember or Cy? You were on it from the beginning. I don't remember what did somebody want disc golf, or did they just say that's where it would go?
I
Because
think it was partially that, and I think it was also partially because they take some of the old parks will take like this is an old golf course, so they kind of want to like have it something that kind of related to the property in there is kind of what I remember. But I think they thought it was a good use of the space because there's holes obviously already cut out through the property, so it was an easy.
is that
way-
what they were thinking?
It was
of
an
kind
easy
of
way that they
following
wouldn't have to like
course?
they wouldn't have to like cut a whole bunch of trees down to put that in.
I
But-
will say that I do get a lot of comments for people that are very excited about the disc golf that's going to be going in. I think disc golf might be something like the pickleball players. What was interesting in that survey is our pickleball courts are packed every day, and people love it. And I get calls at least 2 or 3 or 4 a week with people that love the pickleball courts and have ideas for the courts and are very passionate. But when you look at the number of percentages of people that actually participate in it, it was relatively
Very low.
It was
No, that
relatively low.
makes sense.
So it's probably the same thing with disc golf. There's probably a very
You're
passionate
probably
small
right.
group.
Yeah, and we don't want to reinvent the thing. Although, now that you mentioned pickleball, I'm sure Radius would not care if we put a whole pickleball complex right by your condos right there, right? Yeah, big lights.
right.
Yeah. That's a good point, though, but it has been in the design forever. And
It has.
people
4
are-
years now.
Yeah. It's a good point, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was from the beginning. That was in the all right. But to Todd,
Mhm.
it depends on how much it costs. But as we
I don't think it'll be that expensive because
It's not that
they're
expensive.
following
What?
front 9.
Yeah, it's not that.
well,
much.
then we'll
We
yeah.
talked about this morning when you have
If the county can do it for 30, we could probably do it for 20.
You can do tee boxes with as simple as 4x4s set in the dirt, or
That's
you can
right.
set
It's
so
cheap
you can
and it.
put
yeah.
concrete down. So
Yeah.
we're in the process of going through that right
But what Todd said is absolutely true. These surveys are good because we will use that to. That's good for planning.
now. It is.
You know, for like your rec master plan and moving forward. Yes.
'Cause
Oh, one other thing for you is that can you please make sure that when this thing on the Bella Woods gets to the planning commission, for his sake, would you make sure that trail goes where it's supposed to go? Both of you, please.
I can show you the verbiage exactly. It'll help you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Because they did agree to
The
it. but-
disc golf was just an example. I think just in general with a background in researching consumer data, it would make sense if we're going to spend the time and money to do a survey that it's incorporated, and even if that could be included as part of the synopsis of how some of those findings are helping decide how the park is going to be developed would be great.
Keep in mind that's not the last park over there because the plan is to connect it with Pando. So that's going to
Big
be
vision.
that, huh?
A lot of things have to fall into place, but that's the big vision.
Oh, that's what's going to happen. Yeah.
I love your
will.
style.
Huh?
I love your style.
No, it's going to happen. Yeah. So that's where we can really implement this concept of intergovernmental cooperation because we can tell the county, you acquire it, this is what we want to do with it, and then we do it, and then they maintain it. But this is where that comes in, surveys like that. And then if it's going to be a township park that we're paying for, that they will maintain, might as well be the way our folks want it, right? Yeah.
Steve, a question on that cooperation. Does the county get any say in what we design or what we put in there as far as what they have to maintain? I mean, do they care what we do? so to
Well,
speak?
the only thing that I am going to recommend to the board on the 8th that we have a carve out for the building, because if we didn't, they would make Bill. Well, first of all, we'd have to bid the general contractor out. And then I don't know if you've worked with the county, but I bet Bill will confirm they will make you bid out every doorknob, hardware, drywall, finish, contract, everything, right? Okay. Anyway, so what we're going to do is basically the building is our building and we're going to maintain it moving forward. the thing with us was we just this is a really good way to cooperate, but we also wanted control of that building for our residents when they want events, right? So, and it's good for the public with the voting. So,
Can I say a quick comment on the building?
what?
Just can I say a quick comment on the
Yeah,
building? So the
yes.
public might be interested in this. So when we went through this process, when Jim identified that we're going to save more than $21,000 in election, it became pretty compelling to figure out how we can put it all in one building. So right now we have 6 precincts that's going to be condensed into 3 precincts. So we started working through a process of understanding, okay, we had the largest election we've ever had in this township last November. And if we take that number and we increase it some and say, okay, let's look at the logistics of it. We're open for 13 hours. How many people is that going through that building? And how are we going to do it logistically? So then we started taking the building that was designed and we started coming down, and we actually were able to reduce the size of the building to save money, which and then saved, there's a storage room for all those tables and chairs. Well, that got smaller also. So as we were doing all these things, we're building the best building we could for the lowest amount of money. We kind of keep saying we want the Escalade for the Chevy price. That's what we're going for. So it's going to be a beautiful building, but it's not going to be anything bigger than what we need. It's going to be exactly what we need, and it's going to work really well for elections and save the township money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying that, put my money where my mouth is. We're going to be under 2 million.
Oh, I know we will.
Well under 2 million.
We will, but it's going to be a beautiful building.
Yeah.
For
What?
the next meeting, will we have like who's going to handle the capital improvements in 30 years when it needs a new roof or something? Will the county
will.
take that?
We will.
or
No,
we
we
take
will.
We'll do that.
We will.
We'll take care of that.
That's why we're going to budget for it.
We're also going to get the revenue of the rental.
Hmm?
We're also getting the revenue of the rental of the building.
Yeah, the revenue will pay for the maintenance of it.
Yeah. So we'll accrue for maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all thought out. We did this in 3 weeks? I'm just saying, right?
Yep.
All right. Anybody have any comments at all?
Bill, do you have any comments on the building?
What? Anybody? Nobody? Well, I know I'm on a. Okay, good point. All right. What?
I have just one thing. There's an election in November. It'll be a school, Rockford's Public Schools millage, and a Kent Intermediate School District millage on November 4th. So read up on it. See. Pardon?
November?
No, not November. No. Maybe next November. We'll be ready for the gubernatorial.
Don't rule that out yet. Don't say no to that. No, you're going to be surprised.
Yep.
You will. All right. I guess we're adjourned, right?
Going on.